Microphone. Active. Hello. Hi. Discord. Active. I heard some sort of click. Yeah, thanks. You're a bitch sometimes. Did anyone ever tell you that?
What? I'm the bitch?
I mean, I didn't know who said that, so good job calling yourself out.
Well, the way Sam looked at me tells me everything I need to know. Oh, he's talking to you? What's the look I got?
Uh-huh. Okay, so that just means I need to drop down to this biddly boop. Okay, cool. Awesome. We'll see if everything goes according to plan here. Spoiler alert, most likely won't. Okay. And I'm trying something new that, I probably should have prepped for a lot earlier, but I didn't, so it's in beta. Oh shit, and it's moving. Holy crap. Mainly because I have no idea where the thing is for it. And by thing, I mean boundaries.
So, we move the screens to the bottom area so that we can have more screen up?
Yeah, I mean, we got this middle part here for like I'm thinking that the most recent dice roll will be up there enough. I don't know.
That would be great for when Torin is typing.
Be right down there in the middle.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier to see. I think.
Maybe, you never know.
That
People's eyes might be drawn down there. But I'm also trying this out for a new little project of mine, which is
Are you taking my suggestion?
secondary camera that I tried using once before, which is still in beta. Forever in beta. So basically, if it rolls on that sheet, should be. Not that I think that you can see any of the numbers, but run, Kobold, run! You got a bad case of tentacles.
I've seen enough hentai to be curious about this. Wait.
To be curious about this? Wow. Okay, so some of that works. Maybe if I do a little jimmying with that. Oh, don't worry. The game is set to start at 10 o'clock my time, so we're generally ready about, I don't know, half past. It's a dig at me. I know. It's fine.
No, nothing on Dargo.
Alright, so if I put that down there like this. And
Welcome to the club, Dargo. I'm the bitch of the group.
self-proclaimed even.
It's fine. We all know the truth. Who am I to hide it anymore?
I didn't think you were ever trying to hide it, so that's a... I mean... No, I kind of stick by that. Okay, so if I boost those up, I can make this work. Oh shit! All right, no, if we have that up here like this. Welcome to Tech Demo Time. The first little bit in any stream is Tech Demo Time. Oh, that is... Maybe I can do one a little better by this. We'll put this down here and
I have my pen.
See if this actually works.
Oh gosh.
No. All right. Well, that would technically work. I say that on the most technical aspect. So how's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope.
Yeah.
Sounds about right, actually. Why do you hate bards? Bards are delightful.
No, they're not.
They're amazing.
I've said it many times, and I will say it again. Bards are probably the best class in 5e.
Sounds about right.
It sounds like an opinion.
Sounds like the correct one.
It's partially opinion, although I've only played one, and he was, okay. It's based on sort of facts that bards can do anything, and they're better casters than... They're better healers than a cleric, they're better fucking casters than a sorcerer. They're just awesome.
Yeah.
This may or may not work the way I want it to.
Give the bard a second chance with Nixoletta, but we'll see. Because Roro's ruined bards for me altogether.
You want to be a healer? Lore Bard. You want to be a DPS-y type caster? I don't know what other options there are, but Lore Bard works for that as well. You want to be a melee damage dealer? Sword Bard. You want to be a tank? Valor Bard. They can do literally anything.
You want to be someone who fucks everybody's mind up? Be a mask bard.
Whisper Bard. Lots of psychic damage on stuff.
So, are we playing tonight?
I am playing. I don't know about you.
I'm waiting.
Alright, well, if you're waiting so much, why don't you tell us what happened last time?
Well, you see...
No, not you.
But I did so good last time.
Alright, so this is what happened last time.
We're gonna be tallied, aren't we?
I hope so.
New year, new tally list.
Hey, I worked hard on that tally list. You don't get to just yeet it into the abyss.
I do, in fact.
Fine. Let's see. What happened last time? We fought the purple people eaters. We had to dig ourselves out of jail with spoons. We all sprouted wings and flew to the desert, where we ran into...
You forgot to mention the very specific comment. Scotty was a bitch.
Yeah, Scotty was a huge bitch. And, then we ran into the drift crew, and we're back on the boat. That is what happened last time.
What? Like, did I actually miss something?
How many tallies is that?
1.
If we're back on a fucking boat, I'm burning it down. I'm gonna grab Scotty by the back of the horn and say, Spitfire!
Oh my god, Roar would die so hard.
That's fine, so will everyone else.
Okay, so you might want to try that again for realsies this time.
Alright, well,
Realsies time.
we almost got arrested, and while we were being not interrogated, Roar almost got us in trouble by mentioning money, so Scotty jumped in. Scotty ended up having to pay a fine for using destructive magic, even though it was in self-defense. I completely disagree with that. Let's see, when that was over, we went back to the tavern, where Roro royally pissed off Scotty. Scotty turned into a bitch, and then Scotty bounced again, because Roro was being lame.
What?
And...
No. This is an important part of yours and Dargo.
Oh, yeah?
Roro went and sold his pretty mirror that he treasured with all of his heart for Scotty. And that bitch was like, no, I don't take any charity. And Roro was like, honey, please. And she's like, no!
He eventually went to bed. Scotty's still annoyed with Roro. And then they got up in the morning and they got on the creatures with wings.
Griffin?
Yeah, that.
Roro got the prettiest one.
Only because Gil was nice enough to give it to him.
Gil is not worthy of riding a pretty Griffin.
Anyway, and then they ended up in the desert keep, but we stopped as soon as they arrived.
That apparently is being hated on.
I'm not hating on it.
Well, someone here clearly hates it.
But it's hot. And we think
Uh-huh. Try and save yourself now. Doesn't work. You know what you did. Alright.
Did I get
So-
enough?
For the most part, we'll say that's good. Okay. So, night is setting. The air is certainly, it's very arid. And there's a bit of a breeze going through here, whether it's the weather itself or simply the fact that you are, in fact, essentially on a mountain vista. But the Griffin and his lesser cousins have all kind of wandered over to piles of straw bedding that have been set out, leaving you on in a small courtyard with a large it's a large courtyard that has a small perimeter fence around it. From your vantage point, even looking out over, you could probably see that it's about. It might be like 3 foot high, more of a an area marker than a legitimate means of barring someone's passage. Let me put this up here. No, come on. Why is that going through there now? Tech issues are never easy. Alright, let's see if that's come out. Oh, okay. What is this? I'm not even sure if anyone can hear you. Someone try saying something.
Something?
Ding 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 ding.
Wrong game.
Fuck.
Okay, so that apparently does work, but my music doesn't.
That's
I don't
fine.
know why. Look, I try and put out a good quality product here. That includes audio for those who might wish to partake in it.
Uh-huh.
Not everything's always about you.
Maybe something should be.
Uh-huh. Anyway, you are up on this, in this airfield? I don't know. It's just an open courtyard. The border fence probably makes it about 30, 40 feet on any given side. The griffins are just kind of chilling out there. And in moments you see someone approach through the narrow through the archway. Man standing. It's a slim man who certainly doesn't seem to, at first glance, seem like he is familiar with the term of subtlety. He's in a bright red cloak with long silver locks that flow down his back. A wide-brimmed red cap with a silver feather sticking out the top of it. And he seems to be carrying a spear of his own that the pointed end is shaped much like a cross. He comes walking, approaching you guys slowly. Just, hello. You are the party that Griffalcon said was coming in, correct?
Is Grill Falcon still with us?
It looks like he's napping with his cousins.
Okay, Scotty will kind of give a pointed look over to him.
The griffin?
Yep.
Oh, Robo's gonna step up too?
What are you going on about?
Oh, Robo asked who?
Griffalcon. He'll kind of point behind you. You came in with him, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, welcome to Zyros. Do you need lodgings for the night, or have you already taken care of such things?
Yes, we'll need lodgings.
Very well. I will... I'll take you to a good place.
Scotty will merely nod.
Gil just kind of looking over this guy and just...
What is...
But otherwise, fall in line with him.
What is your name?
Very sorry. My name is Crane Naren. I live up at the manor. He'll.
Sorry, will you put that in chat? How to spell that?
There we go.
Thank you.
Not at all what I heard.
Noted. And in fact,
I've seen this before.
I've seen this before.
this is the individual who is there to greet you. In all his badly drawn glory.
It is not badly drawn. Shut your face.
But he motions over across the way a good couple hundred feet or a couple hundred yards, where a high walled structure where you can see the you can see the tops of trees that seem out of place to you, not only because it's in a desert, but they don't seem to be like desert scrub trees or anything like that.
Because it's the desert?
Yes, they look to be, I mean, for just out of a base level observation, it looks like trees you would find in a pretty decent forest, like a temperate forest. But with that, Cray will guide you downwards. As you pass by several very nice-looking kind of estate houses, and there's this large decline as you now see over the bowl, essentially, that this town, this city is. It seems to be on several levels and walkways stretching out to either side, which have very large buildings at the center of these upper rises. But you are taken down this grand pathway, which is lined with trees in its own right, along the center strip of it. And as you're descending, you see this great plaza in the middle. From your elevation, it seems to be walls of this rich, dark material. Some kind of cloth as it sways in the breeze. And it almost looks maze-like. Just in its... Just at first blush, it looks almost maze-like within there. You see various little, like, alleyways within, all of which leading to this grand central fountain. And as you proceed, Cray will turn back to you. Is this your first time here?
And hopefully last.
Scotty will give a look.
Yeah, getting kind of the stank eye from a couple of people. And the individual just kind of gives a slightly put out look to you, Roro.
I'm sorry, I just don't really like the heat.
He will turn away from Roro. Just address Scott. Basically look to Scotty for... I can't remember if you said anything or not.
You'll have to excuse my friend. We're not from this kind of climate. It's difficult. But, yes, it is our first time here.
It's a bit dry, isn't it?
That it is. But, as he will nod down at the dwarf, just... certainly less so than other places within the King's Sea. Well, I'm not entirely certain how long you intend to stay, but we do have here the Gallery of Veils. It is our grand bazaar. Some place that you may wish to check out if you have the coin to spare for it.
Ooh, what is it exactly?
It is a place that... well, it is a place that trades in many different goods. People from all around the world, at least in days past, came to trade. Things had dipped off with the recent... just kind of looks like he's searching for a word for a moment. Just... troubles. But I have a feeling that they will be picking up soon. The wares might be a little thinner than we are used to here, but it will pick up soon enough, I'm sure. But off this way.
When you say troubles, do you mean the darkness?
Yes, that seemed to put quite a bit of strain on a lot of people.
Do you know anything about that? Why that event?
There... it was not a natural occurrence, as I'm sure I do not have to explain to you. That becomes quite evident in itself, I would imagine.
Quite.
Must have been really cool here for a while.
He's pointedly ignoring Roro at this point. Just...
nothing.
well, we came under an attack from what we were to understand, and the masters of the city were some of those who helped drive it back.
An attack. So the darkness, that's all it was somebody's strategy?
As far as I'm to understand, it was more the... the fallout, I suppose you could say, to the battle. The damage caused by the conflict. I think that's a good way of putting it.
I suppose that's far more understandable.
Things certainly could have been a lot worse.
Scotty's face becomes really dark and detached at that statement?
I'm sure it does. But you must be wary from your travels. Here. He will lead you the rest of the way, and again, there are small copse of trees just lining the area, and it seems like they're growing fairly well. They don't seem to be struggling with either the climate or just the lack of moisture around here. They seem to be growing as if they were in any forest you've seen prior. He takes you to this large building that is basic. The basic shape of it is an open square, or like a hollow square, as its walls and its primary rooms are along the outside, leading to an open internal courtyard, which has a large pavilion dome. Not a dome, but a large, basically a large pavilion in the center, where there seems to be a large central fire going, and several tables and benches scattering this courtyard. Entering here, you can see that there look to be rooms, just numbered rooms alongside the building part of it. And under the pavilion, there is what seems to be a small shack that serves as some kind of storehouse that you can see. But otherwise, there's a lot of activity going on here. A lot of these other tables have smaller. They're all made of stone, a nice polished sandstone, that have little pits in the middle, where there's small fires, burning there, and you see several people have like spits of meat, rolling on them, drinks around. It almost has a vibe of a festival in here, but you see people coming and going. There's chatter. You see servers moving about. This is the Open Sky Public House. It should serve your needs for the night, and it is, well, perhaps maybe not the most inexpensive, but it does have a good ambiance to it.
Well, thank you for getting us here at the very least.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be of help. Let's see. Who here is, just out of a quick thing, is trained in religion? Not even the priest, huh? Okay, cool.
Nope. Worst cleric ever.
That's cool. But, okay, so, hey, Roro.
See, I like my god. Screw all you people's gods.
Oi.
It's true. Seeing as how Roro is a bard, and you're high enough level to have Jack of all trades, you can roll religion. Because bards are cool, and I mean, it does help if you have a... Okay, cool. All right. Awesome.
You want to fight me, Quinn? You wanna?
All right. It's cool.
So far as like all the information, right?
You hate it here, apparently. You're thrown off by the whole shift in climate.
It's hot. There's sand in my hair.
Not yet. There's not.
And if Scotty can apologize for me, then she better damn accept my money.
Nope. Can Scotty roll because she's taken an avid interest in religion?
Yeah. Are you trained in it?
No, but she's been asking questions about it. She's like in training.
It's a stretch.
You broke him.
It's not that you broke me, but it is a bit of a stretch.
Not that much of a stretch. She did a lot when they were at Triander.
I might adjust the DC upwards, but okay, go for it.
I'm really gonna be sad if I roll poorly after all that begging.
Imagine how I feel.
Okay, so you are led to the front of the tavern, and he'll just kind of say, "This is, I must go see to. I must go see to Griff. You have yourselves a good night."
You as well.
He'll kind of pick himself up and
Stay hydrated.
just carries on. Doesn't even do any. It just doesn't even acknowledge your presence.
So you mean he's exactly like the party members in my own group?
No, they notice your presence. They shoot you death glares.
So he's just one step above from the people in my group?
Maybe.
Good to know.
But that does leave the four of you standing outside the perimeter of this place. Well. Good to know Roro is still batting at 50%.
He'll cross his arms and glare.
It's practically a coin toss if you're going to do well with them or piss them off. Any new person. Is my math wrong?
Scotty's gonna sigh, not interested in listening to the two's normal bickering, and head inside.
I gotta say, my spear was better. Just pointing that out. Still follow along in. With the others in tow, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mom. So, let's see here. For the evening here, for food and lodging for the night is 3 gold a person.
That's pricey.
That it is. But that also includes a large individual room and meal for night and day. Basically in the morning and for the night. And a couple rounds of drinks.
Are you guys comfortable with this price?
She'll look to the group.
Well, we did just have a bit of run here, so I'm cool with it.
It's all right with me.
Let's see here. Gil will put down the 3 gold as he picks up at least room for 2 of you. Now, are you 2 of you sharing, or are you guys spreading out, kind of looking between Roro and Morgrim?
Roro will eye Morgrim.
Morgrim will just shrug at him. Roro. It's fine by me.
Well, people don't normally want to share a room with me, so this is your out if you don't want to. If you do, I'll pay for you.
Doesn't sound like a bad deal.
I don't need you to pay.
Very done.
All right, fine. I'll just pay for the extra wrap.
Okay. So you pay for your rooms. You're able to kind of sit and, kind of catch your breath, as it were, from a day of whirlwind travel. You are given basically they put on the as a rotisserie at your table over one of the built-in braziers is this large spit of meat and also a selection of both desert. You see a small bowl of dates and grapes and some cheeses, little bits of bread, as well as this basted spindle of meat. And also a fairly decent sized jug of wine that is been described that the server will describe to you as Xiren spice wine. It is a local specialty that they make here.
How can they...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
How can they really add to this heat?
Gotti will sigh as she sits down.
The fire, the little fire in the middle is low. It doesn't seem to... It's hot, but one would expect that people around here are fairly used to it. But as, kind of the sun goes fully down below the horizon, you are starting to know that a chill certainly starts to take the area. At the very... What's that?
Cool enough to make the ones in Green Valley a bit more comfortable?
I mean, as you're sitting around, it does get there. I mean, for his part, Roro, you know about deserts. They get they are the land of fire and ice. It gets very cold at night, especially with how high up you are. But it's not bad here at night. It is the stone is releasing its warmth, but there is a coolness in the air, and it's an unusual mix. It's not uncomfortable, or it's not immensely uncomfortable here.
Okay.
And as the sun fully leaves the area, looking up through the large, open area, you can see why they call it the open sky. Looking up, and it's a sea of stars. Just spanning out across the horizon.
This makes me miss the drift quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of it makes me miss it, but that's just the state of things.
Well, Morgrim will pour himself a good cup of the wine.
Yeah, let's try some of this. Y'all take a cup and take your drinks of it. It is a really it's like a warming spiced wine. I'm no wine connoisseur. This is all fantasy D&D, We are the kind of people who spend 50 gold on imaginary wine and going, it's some high quality shit. He's gourmet shit right here. But yes, for the drink, there is the customary con save, which Morgrim has advantage on because he's a dwarf.
On save?
Con save. Okay. Yeah, the travel has taken you by storm, and holy crap, does Gil put his away. But yeah, it's some gourmet some gourmet stuff right there. Yeah, whatever. So it kind of takes you by surprise, Morgrim.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, huh. It's not like it's you feel a flush in your cheeks for it. It's just like it's kind of like a mellow buzz for you. It's just like slightly uplifting, a slight euphoric sense, but not like it doesn't hit you hard. It's kind of a mellow edge to it. Just eases right into it. Same with you, Scotty. Your cheeks kind of flush with it, and just kind of like it warms you, but not in an unpleasant way. Gil and Roro just kind of like looking at each other, going, "Eh."
Well, that's not half bad. Anybody else for a second?
You know what? Why the hell not? I'm game for a round.
Is anybody else presenting the cups? Because Morgrim's waiting to pour.
I've seen to build some kind of resistance to alcohol since switchers. Pour me a glass.
Did Scotty say yes as well?
Looks like everybody's in for a second round.
Sweet. Then Morgrim will pour.
Start singing the song to his people. All right. So that's another round of saves. Oh yeah, you got that. You settled in nicely. Yeah, everybody's fine on that round. It's nice. It's definitely nice to kind of sit back, take the edge off that, kind of like recovering from the kind of the wind shear of you darting around. You settle in with your food and your drink. As, the thought occurs to some of you that maybe if ever you were to do this again, you might want to grab yourself a scarf or something over your face because that got kind of rough. But other than that...
Scotty has enough hair. She just hidden that.
Oh, no. Your hair is a mess. Unless you braided it beforehand. It is just...
It's so Scott, or she didn't. Roro did.
I can believe that Roro did.
The meat is like spinning on the table. Did I hear that right?
Yes. They brought it out. It's kind of it's kind of like it's just like a spit roasted meal, meat. But the flame is low enough that it's more like that it is being kept warm. Mm-hmm. More than it is like fully cooking on the spit.
Well, that's fine. Morgrim will... You said there were grapes. So he's going to pop a few grapes and... Well, that's totally wrong. Well, how about we dig into that? I'm gesturing to the meat.
I'm liking that idea. Just kind of pulls out, pulls the knife to it. It's like, you want to do the honors?
No, it's all you.
I feel like turning into a romance now.
Oh, hey, there's a big slab of spinning meat. That's usually the dwarves' prerogative,
At least every other dwarf we've seen played on this channel.
This is true. Just cutting through that and serves it up. It is well spiced. It's certainly a very nice meal. And you've got plenty of drinks for the evening. Are you doing anything more than just relaxing and then bed, or what?
Roro has something to do.
Okay.
Once they go back up to their room.
Okay.
Morgrim doesn't have much else to do tonight.
Scotty's gonna take out a scrap piece of paper and start jotting on it.
Okay. Anything specific?
It looks to be a list of names.
Looks to be like corn.
Roro wishes.
So she's a freelance artist now. That's fine. Okay, so then Roro, what are you up to for the night?
So we're assuming that they've gone back up to the room?
Unless anybody has anything they want to accomplish with their night. Gil is content to eat and drink and then retire for the evening.
Sounds like a fantastic evening to Morgrim as well.
Then when they're back up into the room, Roro will turn to Morgrim. I'm going to take a while in the bathroom, so now's your chance. They'll smile.
Mm-hmm.
Love's in the air. Or he's asking you to drown him. I'm not sure which.
If he feels ever so impulsed to do it, I'm not going to fight you.
Okay.
Don't look at me. I have no idea what he's up to. So what are you doing while you soak, or are you just taking a long soak?
He's gonna go in. He's gonna start a bath. Get rid of some of that sand in his hair that I'm sure is there.
I'm sure you think you found some right off the bat.
I definitely did. In that case, he's gonna hope that the sound of the bath is going to muffle his voice a little bit, and he's going to pull out the piece of amber stone that he bought back at the other place. He's going to kind of mutter to himself, don't know what to do with this, I don't know what to do with this. Okay, let's try this. He's going to stand facing directly towards the mirror holding the stone. He's going to turn around, Salvatore, turn around, Salvatore, turn around, Salvatore.
And here I thought I was going to just make a sarcastic joke about you playing Bloody Mary, but you fucking did it.
Yay! There's
Wow.
no more steps to that, is there?
What's that?
There's no more steps to that, is there? Oh, just get killed, I'm sure, but you know.
Well, yeah, usually murder happens at that point, but you know. I think there was another line in between that.
I can't remember, and I've been.
It was like Bloody Mary, something, 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 Bloody Mary. I don't remember.
Salvatore, show yourself. Turn. Salvatore, show yourself. Turn. Salvatore, show yourself. What?
You just start singing, making a song of it. So
I'm just gonna keep spinning until he shows up at this point.
All right. Well, you do that. Go ahead and give me a check on your Arcana.
Fucking perfect.
Okay. Your bath finishes filling. And there doesn't seem to be anything that's happened.
He'll sigh and put down the stone on the counter. How am I supposed to get a hold of you? No one explained that part to me. He'll grumble, grumble, grumble as he starts taking out the braids in his hair.
Your bath is undisturbed.
Okay, he'll climb in and start washing his hair and relaxing a little bit.
Wondering if the dwarf is actually going to come in and ravage him.
He left the door unlocked.
Well, dwarfy boy will come knock on the door.
He will not jump. Yes. Am I taking too long?
No, everything's fine. We're just seeing if you were all right. I wasn't sure what you were alluding.
What you what?
Alluding to.
Just cleansing. I hate sand. And now it's all in my hair.
It's rough and coarse, and
God
gets
damn it!
everywhere.
Fuck off! Fuck off, Annie.
Favorite enemy, sand.
How does that mean go? Anakin. Happy that Thanos killed not only the men but the women and the children too. But then he realizes he turned them into sand. it's lame, I don't give a shit.
I don't know what any of you talking about.
There was a meme. Basically, it's a Star Wars thing. Don't even worry about it.
Thank you.
It's not really worth going into further than that.
That's good. So, if no further responses are going, he will eventually climb out of the bath and dry himself off, and have to remember that he now has a roommate before exiting the bathroom. Dressed.
We expected that. All right.
Moderately.
At least it was moderately. All right.
I hope I didn't keep you.
No, I'm good.
That's good. I'm not used to sharing with other people. Thank you, Sam, for confirming that.
I spent most of my life on a boat, so pretty used to not having much time alone.
Oh, the boat. Oh, the boat. You know, I once fought a squid on the boat, and he, like, picked me up and thrashed me around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty, and he suction cupped my nipple, which, you know, isn't pleasant.
Don't kink shame yourself.
Kind of. I mean, they can be a handful, yeah.
And then I did Thunderwave, and it went to the other side of the ship, and we all almost died. And then Scotty, sometime later than that, almost burned the ship down. So then everyone forgot about the squid, so we're good.
That's not even a related event.
Or happened within the same week.
Yeah, you're fine. Scotty's not here. She doesn't get the answer.
This is
Clearly.
true. This is true.
He'll lay down. Well, unless you have any stories you want to tell me, I guess we should go to bed.
I mean, the night's young, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. It's been a long. I'm so fucking torn.
But that's all from me.
Okay. So, does anybody have anything else that they're doing with the end of their evening?
Nope.
Scotty's writing names.
Well,
Yes.
she's not going to drunk text anybody, but she is compiling a name of people she wants to use her new spell on.
Good
Is
to
where
know.
we're on that list?
No.
No, they go.
Pretty sure that Roro's easier to contact than all the other people.
You don't know.
Seeing as how he's right there, yeah, kind of do.
You don't know.
All right. So, we have in the middle of the night, during your meditations, Roro, you kind of come to as a breeze that seems oddly cold hits your skin. It kind of rouses you a little bit.
Rouses me as in wakes me up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. He'll groan a little tiny bit. More groan. Not now. Later.
We see how it is already. But you kind of come to, and there's a shadow in the room. Kind of hanging out by the window. Leaned up against the pane.
Is Roro by the window or by the door? I don't.
I'm gonna guess, seeing as how you're sharing a room, you're not doing the paranoid back to the door bit.
Sure.
So yeah, you basically sit up from your bed.
Yes.
Do you see this individual kind of leaned up against the opened window as this breeze is rolling in? They have a long leather trench coat. It's kind of a plain, deep colored vest, and just his blackened hair kind of pulled into a ponytail behind, and off to the side. You see that this was the mentor figure that you were granted from earlier.
Can you remind me his name?
The man's name was Zedric.
Zedric, that's right.
Fuck.
He was started with the Z.
Everybody's favorite person, apparently.
Am I able to think to him, or do I have to speak?
That is up to you. So he's
Okay,
just
he'll
standing there. He's just standing there by the window.
He'll test it by thinking. I've been wondering how to contact you.
Doesn't seem to be any outward response from him.
Then Rubber will glance back to Morgram and see if he's still sound asleep.
Seems to be completely out.
Then he will whisper, I was just wondering how I was going to get a hold of you.
Oh, you're a clever boy. Now, what is it you needed? You are getting rather close now.
Well, I've obtained something that you've asked me to get.
Have you now?
He'll reach into his pocket and hold it out.
That's a rock. Just kind of gives you a kind of a sideways grin.
Yes, it is a rock. Did you not ask me to get an amber stone?
Not an amber, a specific piece. if you remember.
Well, enlighten me.
You do remember what your goal was, right, Roro? That's a definitive maybe.
Well, I guess I must have forgotten some details. My mind's been rather busy.
What's got you so distracted?
His eyes will shift. We don't really have time to go into that.
Oh, I think we do. You're the one who called me, after all. Well, I'm the one who answered your call anyway.
He will blush a little bit and shift his eyes to the side. I'm just not really sure if I should be sticking around with this group much longer. I've been very eager to continue the quest that we've started here.
Well, that does depend on how you think you can manage your relations. Do they know what you're trying to do? How much have you told them?
I haven't told them anything.
I see. So then you should be having no problems. Tell me again your mission.
How about you tell me?
I'm not here to play games with you, Roro.
If we were playing a game, it would be fun.
And here we are, not having fun. Kind of give you a smile. Now again, tell me your task.
To head north and get a small piece of amber. And then I will be informed of a location.
Good. And you've already worked out to let us know when you've arrived. Say you're well on your way.
In that case, what kind of amber am I looking for? A big piece, a small piece, a shiny piece?
I'd say slightly smaller than the size of your fist. It'll look like it'll have a deep flaw in the center of it. I'll give you more information when you get yourself closer, where you can actually act on your abilities.
Should I expect you telepathically?
Reach out like you did. We'll be in touch.
I really did not think turning around in the mirror 3 times saying the name over and over again was actually going to work. Wow.
The world's a funny old place.
Well, just one last thing before you depart.
Hmm?
Do you think I should be telling my party of my mission?
Do you think they would help you?
I can't say I know. Markham might.
Use your discretion then.
I see. Thank you for coming. You've eased a great amount of stress.
I live to serve. He will kind of... It almost looks like he's going in for a mock bow, but his form kind of withdraws wraith-like out the window and kind of evaporates into the night air. And you feel yourself come out of your trance. It is morning. You are starting to see the first slivers of dawn creep in from out the window.
Gottie's up before Gil, yes?
Oh, yeah. Constantly.
Alright, she wants to use her new spell.
All right.
I'm guessing she's familiar enough with Tallow that it'll be pretty easy.
You've been face to face. You know the person.
Okay. Just making sure. My first time using this. Okay.
So upset with that.
What?
Oh, just... Go on. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, so she will send a quick message to Tallow. It's Scotty. I just wanted to check in. How is everyone? We are in the desert.
That's all you're saying?
Yes?
Okay. The spell that makes everybody do math.
I think it.
I mean, to be fair, Fireball also falls in that category.
Yeah, but that's the fun kind of math. It's good to hear from you again, Scotty. We are near a desert on our own. Seems like we picked up a stowaway. If you're still on the south end of the channel, we're waiting. Pretty sure that's all of it. Because I'm not doing all the math.
Alright. Scotty will kind of jump up and run to the bed to shake Gil awake.
Please, everybody, imagine not how I did.
Morning. He just kind of gives you this grin.
Still kind of perfect.
You look excited.
Gil, I sent a message to Tallow and he responded.
Oh, well, that's new. So that's what you've been working on in the mornings when you... Alright. That's pretty useful. So what do you have to say?
He said they're near a desert town, and that if we were south from the channel, we'd meet up.
Well, that might be good to know. I have no idea of where we are in relation to anything. I haven't been up in this part before.
Maybe we should get a map, find someone who knows this area.
Yeah, we probably should talk to someone before we start. I don't know, I'm guessing wandering blindly into the desert?
She'll grimace at the idea.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with the idea either.
I suppose once we've got some information, I could send him a message back.
How many of those can you send around anyway?
At my best, I could prepare 3.
3 of them, huh? That's handy. Still, it's good to know that they're doing all right.
No, I don't know if they are. They picked up a way.
Well, they had mentioned that. They had mentioned that they had taken on some new crew to make some money. But if they're out in the desert, what the hell are they doing? Well, whatever.
If they're headed up this far, perhaps regrouping would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, especially if we find out what we can do from here, where we even need to go.
Oh, yeah, there's that. I'm not quite sure. It seems we've gotten to the milestone we had ahead of us.
Well, this is one of the places that he just kind of makes the emotion that references your wandering dream.
Yeah. Wandering dream.
We both know we're thinking it's a divine vision, but it was kind of a wandering a dream. Now that I think of it, I wonder if this dream. Yeah, I wonder if your vision didn't predict the Griffin ride with how was swirling and diving and juking everywhere.
Her eyes will kind of widen. It's notable that she didn't consider that.
Wouldn't that be funny if that was a thing?
I am truly terrible.
You know, divine visions are fiddly like that.
Yeah, it seems that I can't understand them. I want to get to finding a map, but if you need more rest, I'll just set off on my own.
I'll be fine. Just let me splash my face, and I've been sleeping in too much lately. Kind of gives you a wink and heads to the bathroom.
He needs it for his scales to rejuvenate.
Finds the structural weak points above Roro's bed. Collapses the ceiling.
That's fine.
But, Roro, you are also awake now.
Yeah, Roro had left the room as soon as his trance was over so that he wouldn't bug Morgrim.
Fair
And he gets himself a small piece of breakfast and decides to go look around.
Okay, where are you headed?
I'm heading... Well, this building seems pretty.
Okay, so you take to the streets. There seems to be quite a bit of activity still going on. It looks like it's slowing down slightly, but there are people wandering the streets. You taking the way up there, you see what looks to be a large academy behind pristine ivory walls. Several spires dot the courtyard inside, which you can see as you're moving up towards it. And there is a placard with a Star of Avalon imprinted on it that says the Spellweaver's Sanctum. It seems to be an academy.
Well, is it just like a big wall around the academy, or is it just open?
I mean, it is a big wall around it, but the gates stand open, and they seem to be the bars of it seem to be made out of a pristine, shining silvery metal. But the gates are open that you could walk inside. It has a very nice green lawn with several benches outlining. It seems to be this large garden that moves towards the central building. It almost looks like it almost looks like a keep, like a defensive fortress, but the towers don't seem to be like buttress towers. They seem to almost be on each edge of the wall here. Be these spiraling mage towers. And there, as soon as you step within the within the boundary of this, of the walls, there's a thrum. Light, but it is pervasive in the air. There is energy here.
Good energy? Good energy?
It's not good or bad. It just is. It's just kind of like that, the kind of electric feel in the air.
River will chuckle at the vibrancy of the green grass. I expected. How strange.
You see people who look to be mages of varying varieties. See some that have like scholarly wizard robes, others that look more casually dressed. You see a couple that even seem to be that are wandering to and fro the buildings that seem to be in lighter armor, carrying weapons.
I'll walk up to the nearest person. Of wizard type.
A wizardly looking person? Alright. See, it's a human individual, kind of. A well-kempt, short beard that seems to be graying around the edges. Kind of a sandy, like a deep sandy blonde hair. Just kind of... yes, can I help you?
Question before then. Is he single?
You don't know.
Go ahead and tell me things.
I will tell you, you don't know.
Fine. We'll smile. Yeah. Right?
You're breaking the hell up.
Oh. Let me try reconnecting real quick.
All right.
Okay, let's try that again. Oh, yes. I was wondering if you could be ever so kind to tell me the way to a library.
You're looking for a public library or something that is more specialized?
Specialized, probably.
Arcane studies, then.
Will I find anything about deities or patrons there?
If you're looking for religious texts, you should likely check the other side of the city at the Halls of Remembrance.
Oh.
They're the ones who deal with the gods on their terms.
So that was the other.
You see that there's kind of like almost a disdainful, like an annoyed look that kind of crosses his face. Not specifically at you, but it seems that he's less than thrilled to be addressing or making reference to this other place.
Oh, are you in a type of rivalry with the Hall of Remembrance by chance?
They, as he kind of looks you over, seems to come to a realization of some form. And they are the ones who bend servile to the divine. We are the ones who seek to master the complexities of the universe.
Really?
Yes. If you're looking for religion, they're across the city.
Well, why don't you show me a pretty trick that you can do? You know, show me how good you can do.
You know what? Go ahead and check your persuasion.
Why is it every single time I need to persuade someone, even though I'm so...
Even with a +7.
Even with a +7.
Even with
Gwen.
a +7. That right there, that's rough. That is rough. He just kind of looks at just like, I'm afraid I don't have time to be performing parlor tricks for every passerby. If you'll excuse me, I'll go walking off.
Thank you for your information. I think you're wonderful. He'll shrug and pull out his instrument and start plucking a few as he walks away as well.
Sorry about that.
Exactly.
It's like, what?
I was going to offer to play him a song, but no. Maybe a make-out session. We don't know.
So, So Roro is basically playing his own Seinfeld scene transition music. Alright, so you're doing that. Scotty, what were you up to right after that? Because a couple minutes later, Gil, he seems, it's like he kind of poured a bucket of water over his head and calling himself good.
What he has to do to live.
She'll get herself as ready as she normally would. Her hair's still mostly a mess hanging down her back. Otherwise, she is waiting anxiously for Gil to be ready to go find the map. She's the kind of person who has a one-track mind.
Pity. All right, so you move. So he'll fall in line, happy enough to kind of follow along with you. You're much better at finding maps and stuff like that. You're better at dealing with people than he is, and that's saying something.
That's saying a lot.
I think you're lying.
She will look for a building that looks like it would sell adventure supplies, adventure seed maps, or maybe like some kind of documentation place.
Roll on your... We'll say investigation, and we'll say that Gil is assisting you, so you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
What?
He's able to help. And not that it matters, holy crap.
You couldn't give me Dirty Blonde Man to, I couldn't, inspire him to roll fucking better as well?
I don't know, do you have guidance to use for yourself?
I don't like your tone right now.
You don't have to. So, grand total of 27. Because guidance is a thing.
Oh my god.
Which is something, something new for your, how you want to put, instruction, information. You've not seen him do that. So that's something to know.
Yeah.
But you are in quick order. Like, you turn around and you ask you ask someone, and they're like, oh, you want maps? The Spire Planetarium generally has quite a few maps. Mostly of the stars, but they do have a small library that they keep mostly for such things, and you are directed immediately to the planetarium.
Star maps. I wonder if they would be any help.
I wonder if they're updated or not.
Good question. I'm sure they're not like ours.
Probably not. They probably have a team of people working on them, and I don't know. If it's their whole job, I would... You know what? I'm going to say they absolutely suck if they don't have maps. If they don't have updated maps.
Scotty will offer him a smile.
Every one of them should be fired.
Well, let's hope we don't have to fire anybody.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Not funny when Scotty says it.
What's that? It's not funny when Scotty... No, it's... Gil thinks it's hilarious when Scotty says it. Because he didn't realize that they were potentially talking about two separate things.
Oh, God.
It's like, I thought they were just going to lose their jobs. Scotty's going to leave ashes. Holy shit. Alright. Be careful with what you say. Got it. Got it. But yes, you are directed into the planetarium, and it does look like a large observatory at the top of this very tall spire.
Scotty just kind of becomes, absolutely dazed with taking this place in. Totally forgets that they're there for maps.
And even for a moment, Gil will just kind of look at it. Alright, this place has a lot more green, and, I thought it was all going to be, sand huts and everything everywhere. I'm a little surprised.
I'm glad for that, but it's so hot.
Yeah, it's going to get kind of bad, isn't it?
Great.
Let's get ourselves in, huh?
Yes. Scotty will look for the most knowing person she finds next to request a map from.
There are several people in the small inside the central tower. There seems to be two large staircases along the edge, kind of spiraling up, almost like a lighthouse would. In the central area, there seems to be a bit of a depression. It looks like almost like a sitting room. There's a double door in the back of the area, leading somewhere. But there's also a desk in short order next to the entrance, which there's a young man there, just kind of tending to it. Yes, what can I help you with?
We're looking for a map of the region.
City map?
No, bigger than that. We would prefer the whole desert. Even more if you have it.
Well, we can give you... Let's see. What do we... See, he pulls out his own, a book from underneath the counter and just starts rapping. What purpose are you looking for this for, if I can ask?
Well,
You cannot.
She'll kind of have this smile on very lightly.
well, we aren't from around here. We're trying to get our bearings so we can head out again.
All right. So you want a current map, not something for a historical project. Okay.
Yes.
So we do have... Now, are you just looking for a Samaxian map, or...
Did Scotty know they were on Samaxian?
Yeah, you did know that you were on Samaxis, yes. That much was... that much, Nicole was able to tell you about.
Yes, that would probably be for the best.
Hey, do you have anything bigger? Like, what is your best up-to-date map that you've got? Give me a second to go and check in the back, and I will see. But yes, miss, I can get you a map of the continent, a kingdom map. So they will head off for a few minutes and come back with several rolled up parchments.
Shall we view them here then?
We can give you a copy of them for a research donation, of course.
Well, perhaps that would be best. Everybody's going to want to know where we are.
I can give you a copy of a map of the kingdom map of Samaxis and what we are to understand as the face of the world. As much as we have it. for the copying process, we will ask for a 10 gold donation from you, though.
Each or all together?
All together for it, for these 2 maps.
Alright, then that's fair. And she will pay him the 10 gold.
All right. Now, we have the... first and foremost, you have the... he hands it over. It looks like the copies were either made ahead of time or freshly done. It's really not possible to tell. But they are inked in color. They are of colored ink and seem to be of a thick parchment that seems like it's been waxed slightly to be resistant to wear and tear. So this is so we have the map of Symaxis and such, as well as you are given. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, yeah, might as well just put that on everybody's thing. The map of the world as they see it. Or as the world as the map as they know it.
Seems to me that picture is not loaded.
Is not loading?
Ah, got it.
The man looks on with a bit of pride as the large world map is unfurled. We have taken great pains to bring in the research with all of our branches across our world have come together to bring this apart. Go ahead and give a quick perception check, Scotty.
Okay.
Okay. It is quite the map. It is large. I mean, it's easily the size of like a dining room table. And there is kind of a leather sheath that it can be placed into and capped on the end. But you have purchased both a kingdom map of Symaxis and a global map.
Thank you so much for your help.
Yes, of course. If there's anything else we can do for you, please do let us know.
She'll glance at Gil. Do you think we should ask about the star now?
I mean, if they're able to pull this off. So how much for your current research on the stars? We might have to do some navigation sometime soon, and yes, that is possible. We can provide you a map of that as well. Yeah, that's fine. I'll pay for it. And he'll be asked for 5 gold for a star map. And you just kind of pull it out, roll it, just... Well, I'll have... thank you. He'll just kind of roll it up and put it in his satchel. Just, you got anything else we need here?
I don't think so. Perhaps it's time to regroup.
Yeah, the others might be up by now. So as you leave, he kind of pulls it out again and just pulls out the map again. He's like, all right, I don't know if this is any good, but I think some of this is what we've been seeing. But of course, we've got all of our charts back on the drift, so we'll have to compare notes if we get to it.
I hope we get the chance.
But I mean, looking at this thing here, seems like we've got a little less to the north, but it looks like we're kind of going like northeast-ish to get to a channel.
Yeah, but that still means we're south of the channel.
I mean, technically, yeah. We just need to know where along here, because I don't see a port.
No, neither. And I wonder where they were. They said they were in a desert town. It seems there's a lot of that out here.
Yeah. Now, let's go gather everyone up.
Okay.
Well, Morgrim, by this time you're definitely awake.
Hmm.
You are alone in the room.
Meh. Ordinary. Those elfy types.
Yep.
But he will stretch out and is there like a desk or anything in the?
Yeah, there's a small writing desk, a small, a couple of pieces of paper and basically a chalk pen.
Well, he doesn't actually need to write. But that's fine. He will just go after he stretches out and awakens. He will go to sit at the desk and go about his morning prayers.
Okay.
Actually, maybe he will write something. He's not at all versed in religion, but he is a priest, so he probably knows a few prayers. Are there any that are not so much like Rambelt-centric, but just general prayers?
You know several. I mean, most of the prayers are based around your faith, but you do know of a few that can easily be prayers of protection. That can basically have the direct reference to Rembelt taken out and be more applied to a general purpose. There. You also know the prayer of iron, which is basically, paraphrasing is, essentially make my hammer strike true. To hone my craft it's basically a smith's prayer. Something the more religious amongst us would do for blessing a forge or a foundry.
Okay. He will write down the more, like, general prayers, like the one of protection and whatnot, and just tuck those away in a pocket before, after his prayers and before, heading down to see if he can figure out where everyone else has gotten off.
Okay. I'd say about at all that time, the three of you would meet up in the kind of the common plaza. Well, hello there.
Good morning.
Roro's snoring didn't keep you up, did it?
No,
Yeah,
not
it
at all.
does kind of sound like that. Yeah, it's weird.
What?
I just heard a cat trill, so.
Yeah, Prince is laying on the mic.
It's canon now. Roro snores like a cat purring.
No, it's not!
We're trying to make you relatable, man. But you keep wanting to dine with the devil. So, we've got some maps now. Should be helpful.
Scotty looks pleased with herself that they have maps.
Definitely. Good work.
Also, if these guys know what the hell they were doing, we actually have... We probably have the means to bring something back to the drift so we can help ourselves cross the gaps. So that'll be good.
That all sounds great. Are we heading out then? Do we have a direction?
Scotty will go like blank face.
I don't know. I think we're supposed to keep heading north.
Well, I did just think of something though. This is a pretty busy town. I might want to ask around about my thing, will we?
It's not a bad idea.
Which is fantastic, except I don't remember Homeboy McGee's name or anything.
Oh, notes. The individual you're looking for is a man by the name of Dagata Damshield.
Something damn shield.
Dagata Damshield.
That. Well, yeah, that. Dagata damn shield. He will,
All right. Where are you going to start asking?
Probably back at the inn. I mean, are there other, like, more busy inns? I see a few on the map, but I don't really know.
And yes, we will, for sake of expediency on that, the map. You were also given with that a citywide map. So you have all this to take in and from.
Well, yeah, I guess back at that inn, and then maybe check in at a couple others if they're on. And ask about this Dagata Dam Shield.
All right. Well, you can go ahead and roll an investigation. Unless Scotty is... Scotty, are you doing anything specific with this time or no?
Specific how?
Like, Morgrim's going to go and check out, is going to be asking about for his thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with your time?
Well, now that they're pretty sure they're south of the canal, Scotty probably needs to contact Tallow again.
Okay, so you're settling in to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Morgrim,
Yep.
it seems like Scotty's got some stuff she's going to do. Gil is going to excuse himself from her to go and help you with your thing.
Awesome. Because I suck at investigation.
At the basically just keep an eye out. Basically, what will go is he'll suggest that Scotty, if you've got stuff to do, if you've got to contact, Tallow and get all that squared away, you might as well stay here and keep an eye out for if Roro shows up.
Okay.
In other words, keep moving.
She will wait out in the common area to make sure she doesn't miss Roro.
Yeah, and Gil and Morgrim will go off and be asking around on his thing. So, hey, you can go ahead and check your investigation with advantage. And there you go. I need to reblock this.
The advantage is helpful.
Dice cam is not perfect, so that's a 20 with the use of guidance.
Hooray!
Hooray! So this will just be a generalized check for you. By checking, you said you wanted to do the inns. So you've got the open sky. The open sky doesn't have much in the way of information. But they are able to direct you down to the Wandering Moon Tavern on basically the residential area, because that's more where the travelers come and go. Not a lot. No one has heard of the individual directly, though. The last name does sound familiar, but it comes mostly that they basically recognize it from less the person. They're like, huh, what is that? Is that someone along, the guys who built the tunnel, down south? And it's like, okay, they know kind of the family, but not of him. With that, you are given more direction that perhaps if you're looking for someone, you might want to try your luck with the they're hesitant to say that it's the heads of the city, but some of the Lord and Lady of Zyros, up at the Heartward Manor. They can generally, if they can see you, they certainly have a wide breadth of knowledge. And this is where I will actually have you make just a standalone religion check. Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome priest. Wait. What? How does... Oh, okay. Oh, wait, never mind. I didn't... I'm looking at the OBS window there. I'm like, how can you get a total of 1 with a 1? And then I look over on the other screen and I'm like, oh, -1. All right, well, that's a... Good to know. So you have a path to go on, as far as another place to check. If you can get an audience.
I mean, it seems worth a shot, I guess.
Yeah. And we will dip back to Roro. As you had... Ro. You were headed up to the Halls of Remembrance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I make it?
Holy shit, I rolled 2 17s. Yeah. Dice cam will need some work. I need a dice tray.
Oh, you're in luck. I got a castle.
You got a castle. Yeah, well, I have a dragon that I could be using.
What do you mean, ew? Exactly what it spells. EW.
Like, technically, I could probably have that work. Just have to sit a little off center. But you do in fact make it to the Halls of Remembrance. It seems to be the building seems to be more. I mean, obviously, it is a temple-like structure, but on a grand scale, and it seems to be coming out of the spire behind it, like it was almost kind of carved back from it in, because as you're walking up, you don't directly see like where the temple ends and the curve of the arm of the spire begins. It is made out of a nice muted. It's a complementary stone to the rest of the earth around it, but distinct from it. And there's a large pair of umber doors.
Roro will put away his instrument and approach the doors.
You are allowed entry, and as the doors swing open, what was kind of a small hum. As you open it up, you hear kind of echoing from deeper within the halls a prayer of some sort, a grouping of chanting that just kind of weaves itself into melody. That if there are words, they're so intermingled that you can't quite pick them out. But as someone with a musical ear, it's quite pleasant to be listening to.
I wonder where the receptionist is. Horrible service, really.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's bad for you. No, there's no one here to attend to you, but there is a long corridor that kind of seems to branch out in several other smaller hallways.
Okay, I'll walk down there and I'll look for any kind of indication to maybe finding a library like.
As you move down the main hallway, which is, I'm guessing, what you were referring to.
Yes.
You will come to a large antechamber that kind of goes into a circle circular end, as there are several rows of pews that kind of line the area, and on a raised dais that is actually just more of a stage at that point, you see 3 large statues made out of a polished stone, gray, but flawless. Standing at the center is a elven man, an elven-looking individual with very scholarly robes, hands kind of put down into a meditative, almost prayer-like pose, as the head is dipped downward with several strands of his hair just draping across his face, and a large pair of angelic wings affixed to the back of the statue. To either side, there's equally amazingly detailed statues of a man in somewhat simple clothing that looks like it was made for travel. He's standing there kind of at attention. In one hand held low is what looks to be a smith's hammer, and his other hand is resting at his side, which seems to be on the hilt of some sheathed blade. And to the other side of the angelic figure stands an elven woman with long flowing hair, and again more simple simple clothing, as her bodice clothes seems to have a leaf pattern along the edging, whereas her arms are held more at kind of chest level, as she's looking down at her palms, which seems to have the carvings of elemental energies within them. And behind these statues is an amazing 2-story tall stained glass display, a diorama that seems to be depicting some massive battle. Several different figures, and you think you can point out, you think you can, like finger, find within these space the individuals of these 3 statues are put here. And it seems to be lit from the back to shine and cast their, the radiant hues of color all across this circular expanse, which strikes you as a little unusual, seeing as how just spatially this part should probably be within that mountainous spire, that arm that kind of cranes over the city. You will hear footsteps and approach from off one of the sides, and your attention is drawn backwards. A quick glance shows this mezzanine level behind you, and it seems like there are several robe-clad individuals carrying basically the source of the hymn that is coming from. But you see this dwarven individual, very unkempt, wearing clean but simple white linen robes, just comes up, just, hello, good morning. What brings you to the halls?
What? Oh, hello. Wow, I should have brought more gum. Oh, wait. That's not important. I'm in search of information. I was wondering if you had some kind of library or information folder like that for me to search through.
We don't exactly have public records kept here, but we do have bits of wisdom accumulated. What knowledge do you seek?
Well, I've just been curious about the. I'm gonna pause that for a sec. Is there really like a full difference between deity and patron?
Mostly semantic. Patrons. It's kind of like the finger and thumb problem. You know, all deities are patrons, but not all patrons are deities. Some have more cult-like status. Some are just demigods or semi-divine in certain cases.
Okay. In that case, I've just been curious about a deity recently. It goes by the name Salvatore.
Let's see. And what is the reason for this knowledge? Why is it that you seek?
Is it so wrong just to be curious?
It's... how you want to put it? Directed wisdom. If we know what it is you're seeking about the individual, we can better assist in the procurement. If we know what it is you're trying to learn about that, we can help sift through some of the information.
Oh, I see. I guess I'm just hoping for general backgrounds. Fun fact. I don't know much about him more than his name. I'm curious of the stories that have been told.
I can't say that I'm particularly informed about an individual by that name. If you would wait here, I can certainly check with my brothers and see if they've heard anything.
Is Roro able to tell that it's getting later in the day, that everyone would be up by now?
Check intelligence. Hey, you got one.
Not all my rolls were wasted on the con saves.
It's getting to be about the time where people are stirring. They're probably up by now.
Okay. I think it'd be great if you did that. However, I need to be getting back to my group, so maybe I can drop by again later and see what you guys dig up for me.
I promise you little about being able to find the information, but we will put in some effort to the individual in question.
Great. What's your name so I can refer back to you?
I am... I am Father Albrecht.
Elric as in the Elric brothers?
Albrecht. Let me...
Babe. Perfect. Then I will be out of your way. And I'll see you later.
Yes, go in peace.
He'll offer a smile before turning to leave.
Okay.
And after that, he will head back towards the inn.
Okay. Let me check something real quick here. Okay, alright. Alright, you head back towards the public house, where you will find Scotty sitting at one of the tables.
He turns and leaves. I'm kidding.
So, Scotty,
Yes.
you were sending a message?
Back to Tallow, yes.
Alright.
So the message this time. We are south of town. Where are you exactly? You may want to join. This stowaway doesn't sound good. Is everything okay?
Alright, what was the first part of that? It broke up on just that first little bit.
We are south of the canal. Where are you exactly?
I cannot tell you exactly where, but it is a small dock instead of a town. The stowaway is little trouble, but eccentric. And that's the message you get.
She'll write it down on her scrap piece of paper under his name and sit pensive, trying to figure out what to do with that information.
Queen! Son Queen!
At the creepy sound, she will jump and kind of glance around.
You catch Roro coming up, but he doesn't seem to be the source of the noise.
Roro?
Roro will look around first for the other two. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Seems we're down to, well, 1.5 men.
Morgan is attempting to do his duty. And where have you been off to?
Roro will stare for a brief moment, a thoughtful look, wondering if maybe he should tell Scotty about his adventures. But finding that Maybe you shouldn't trust her. Don't smile like that. I've been sharing my wonderful music of Doreen with the city.
Is that all you've been doing?
Yes.
Does she think Roro's acting suspicious? Can I roll for this?
That would be insight versus deception. I mean, Roro's a pretty awkward dude. But you have caught him on several occasions playing music, and he's mentioned that he's basically performed for money in the last town you were in. He must be kind of shy about it.
Well, I should catch you up on things.
I see events have already unraveled since I've been away.
Gil and I got our hands on some maps, and I've been in touch with Tallow.
Ooh, Tallow. How is everyone doing?
It seems they have some kind of weird stowaway.
Uh-huh. Can the stowaway swim?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't care about that.
Uh-huh. What kind of hair does he have?
Roro, I don't know.
Okay, just how about you tell me what you do know, and we'll go from there.
Stowaway speaks in a thick Halberin accent.
Well, they're possibly somewhere close. They're at a desert dock. They said if we were south of the canal, we might be able to meet up with them, so I'm hoping that perhaps we could meet up with them, see how things are going, at the very least. We've gotten some star maps that they may find useful for their own journeys. And it's northward, the way we've been heading.
Well, I suppose that's just made up everything. That's great. Can I see this map?
She'll shrug and pull out this map for him.
It's well detailed.
He will look at it and nod like he knows what he's looking at.
Ah, yes, lines. I mean, you can clearly see it's marked out. You see Triander where you were, Alcarin where you came in. It's got the marks of the four camps. I mean, you see the on the map the Bright Wall Gate, which you flew past.
Oh, I think this is my zodiac sign. Wow.
We're not looking at the star maps.
Apparently, Roro can see through things now and see that. Okay. How about you give him the star map real quick, and then I'll repeat that line.
Just gonna take a nap.
This was a great find. Good job.
Yes, well, at least I'm finally bringing some actual direction.
I mean, maybe that you have gotten this far. We haven't died, so that's something.
Her eyes will darken.
Well, are you in agreement that we should try to meet up with the drift?
Yeah, definitely. It'd be great to harass someone new. I'm talking about the stowaway. If anyone needs to get information out of him, that would be me. Maybe he's cute.
I don't know about any of that, but I suppose it's good that you're on board.
He will realize his comment in withdrawal a little tiny bit. Well, hopefully they... Well, did you tell them we were coming so that they don't leave?
I told them we might want to meet up with them, and he didn't really say anything to that. But I only have enough to cast one more time today. I need to be precise with my message, so I thought I'd wait for everybody to return.
That's a plan.
Could well say that Morgrim and Gil could be checking in with them at this point. Semi on the way, anyway.
Did we get anything, or just turned away at the...
At the manor?
Okay.
Well, it's... Gil would have suggested that on your way up to the manor, probably duck in and see if they've... If there's been any sign of Roro.
Ah, okay.
Because it's, you know, it's just kind of a little kitty corner, and then just kind of head up to the central manor.
Makes sense, then.
Where, hey, there's Scotty and Roro.
They're not killing each other for once.
Hey!
Scotty's not stopping out of the room.
It's a first time for everything, really.
Good morning.
Good morning, Morgan. I found someone who reminded me exactly of you.
He kind of smiles. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I know
something
why.
bad, isn't it?
You wanna know why?
Sure.
He loves
haven't-
war. Ha!
What?
I'm sorry, Gil. I didn't see anybody with blue hair, or else I would tell you that I saw someone who you.
Right. Okay. You're a delight already. Okay. So, the only last lead we have here in the city is up north. So, are the two of you busy doing something, or are we figuring out our next move after that?
Wait, we're leaving the city right away?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Because we're gonna see about, we have one last potential lead. And then, I don't even know what's going on after that.
Morgan, you're still looking for your man, yes?
That's right.
Out of game. Roro, you're a man?
I was gonna say, Roro's heart breaks a little bit.
And two.
And your lead is taking you northward?
Well, up to the manor. Apparently, they've got some of their nobles or something might know something.
Yeah, it turns out that my guy might be, his family might run a mine or something.
Well, you know this. The Dam Shield Pass was basically what connects that mountain range like the dwarven communities down into the hills where Triander is. It's a principal route to have trade and whatnot come from basically the southeastern area.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about Roro, but besides trying to figure out what else, hello.
River will be thoughtful for a brief moment as he wonders how important the information will be that he possibly can gather. Just looking at his the answer he's already been given. I'm not doing anything either. Ready to head out whenever.
Alright, well, let's... If you don't mind walking with us, we'll go and check out... we'll check out this place all together and then see what we're doing the rest of our day.
Okay.
With the four of you heading back up to the Heartwood Manor, there is kind of an aura of peace about this place. It's a large... It's almost, I guess you could say, like a palisade wall. It's more of like thick fencing, and you see ivy growing all along its length. And inside is very lush greenery. You see several ponds that have lilies and other waterborne plant life involved in it. You see birds of various descriptions. Roro might even think he sees a peacock, whether he does or not.
Oh!
There might even be one there.
He'll shake Scotty and point.
She'll study the bird questioningly.
It is a magnificent example of a very beautiful but highly annoying bird.
So, Roro?
We understand why it's your spirit animal.
Because of its pristine royalty.
You're not a royal.
You know, why don't you roll fucking initiative?
I will throw you off this place, Roro. It's gonna be like the end of The Simpsons, where Homer goes down the canyon. Don't. But walking through this area, and the manor, the actual manor house, which is a large structure. I mean, think Lord of the Rings. Like, it is definitely a very elven-looking structure, very open. Lots of arches, and it seems to be made out of, I wouldn't say carved woods, but it's almost like the woods have grown and twisted into very artistic patterns as they create, the roofs and the walkways within this vast garden. And you will see a person here or there wandering, very earthen robes and leathers, kind of carrying about various tasks of either caring for the animals, going about, dealing with the plant life here. And you will see, drift into your vision after a few moments of kind of studying in awe, a kind of a strike of red kind of walking back up, up towards your group. Just well, hello. I wasn't expecting to see you all here so soon. Oh, what is the nature of your visit?
Away from the back.
He's looking at Scotty.
Well, he can wave at least.
He probably could, but he's addressing Scotty.
Yeah.
It looks like we are trying to find some information, and she will gesture to Morgrim.
Just take him and push him forward. Yes, what can we do to help you?
Well, I guess I'm here to try and secure a audience.
I'm all right. The Lord and the Lady are. I can check to see if they will either grant it or not. What does this pertain to?
Well, the reason I find myself up here is I'm looking for someone. I was on board the Carrick's Helm when it went it was attacked, and I'm looking for Dagada Damshield. He's my last notice I need to deliver.
Young man. There's a look of recognition that passes over his eyes. Just damn shield, you say?
That's right.
I don't know if he's still where I saw him last, but I have seen him relatively recently. Must have been no more than a month ago. I was traveling. Well, I found myself elsewhere when this event occurred. But I do recall, while I was working to make some ends meet, an individual by the name of Dagada. He's in a city called Ether. North here's quite a ways, past a channel and a forest and into the mountains. He's working for I suppose at this point you could call it the local military training camp.
All right, that sounds like a good lead.
For what it's worth, I don't think that he seemed like he was eager to move from his position. He seemed rather content by all the reports that I had received from him. There's a fair chance that you'll find him still there. If not, they would certainly know where he was. I do know the leader of that organization. I can provide you an introduction if you'd like.
I mean, that would be helpful for sure.
Yes, of course. I will kind of pull out a book and reach up into his hat and pull the feather, which seems to be resting inside a secured inkwell, and he just goes about starting to write something down. And he'll just kind of take it and kind of wave his hand over it as you see the page kind of like blow in a breeze as he dries the ink off and folds it and hands you the slip of paper. Take that, show that to a man named Cadane, who resides in an area of ether called the Nest. He should be able to provide you the information you're needing about this individual's whereabouts.
Well, thank you.
It's all right. I didn't think I would be hearing so much about that city already. Glad to be of help.
You didn't expect to be hearing about it. Do you have a history there or something?
It's an interesting place. Not exactly my particular speed. It's a nice place, but I have some lingering apprehensions about the governing body. It's a newer community, and they've yet to prove themselves. So, anytime I hear of it, I suppose you could say I look at it with a small bit of apprehension. They are right above us, and suddenly so, a new nation that, after this calamity, had essentially been dropped at our doorstep, where there was not but open ocean to our north. There's now massive tracts of land, and it has people on edge.
Right. Well, thank you anyway. And yeah, it's been a bit of crazy.
That it has.
Well, good day to you then.
So of course, Shield Father guide you. As he'll kind of look down at your at the very obvious emblazoning that you're carrying around with you.
He will kind of bow, I guess.
Give us a quick perception, why not? Hey, look at that. You will know that he's affixed to kind of as a tie pin, which seems to be it strikes you as like that is certainly a religious symbol that he has got affixed to his tie, for lack of a better. Oh God, where's... The symbol is thus.
Okay.
And you you look at it and go, okay, yeah, that is definitely a religious symbol.
But seeing as I'm a terrible priest, I don't know who it is.
You can go ahead and give a roll for it now that you've kind of clocked that. Holy shit, you're just fucking on fire today. You're riding an endorphin high of like, I have a lead. I have a definite path here. Yes, Xiren is one of the two principal deities who watches over Symaxis. The Queen's Garden is named in her honor. She is a powerful practitioner of the natural arts. An esteemed druid who's brought much of the life to this area, and certainly you see her handiwork everywhere in this city.
Oh yeah.
And because you rolled your 20, she is also partnered with a man named Jaquin, who is an artisan god. He likes to craft things. And if you're not mistaken, you've heard rumors that they actually live and make their dwelling within this city. And from the sight of it, it stands to reason that their abode might be the grounds you're standing in now.
Awesome. Does my awesome religion check give me like a greeting or something I can say back to him, since he said one?
I don't have one pulled up on hand, but yes.
All right, awesome. Whatever it is, he'll say it.
Yes. There'll be a slight smile curling at the end, at his notably pale expression for claiming to complexion from being around here, so he claims. But he will smile at you, kind of give you a bit of a head nod and in a silent thanks and reverence. And allow you to continue on with the rest of your activities.
All right. Well, did you guys get any leads on where you're heading?
Gil will look over to Scotty.
I like the idea of I wasn't really ever fond of partying.
Too fond of what? You're like really quiet to me.
I said I wasn't very.
Try one more time there.
Fond of parting ways.
There you go. Thank you. That time it was just breaking up a bit.
Yeah.
Did I do
Wasn't
that?
fond of parting ways. Okay.
What did I do that in a good enough Scotty voice?
So heading north as well then?
To the channel, it seems.
Margrim knew that she had a map now.
Yeah, that was the first person they showed it to.
Yes.
Great. So we could, in theory, pull up said map and look at where Margrim wants to go and where she wants to go and see where they line up.
It's a good idea.
Let's see here. Pulling up. The map of Symaxis here. Alright, you are... You hear off in the distance the echo of church bells, apparently.
Perfect.
I guess. I don't even know anymore. Alright, so based on your map of the area where you're in, so you are here in Zyros, and where it was described is the city was somewhere up in this area. You don't have a direct you don't have a direct map of that that kingdom, but you were just having it described as Ether being somewhere in Lena Lay.
Okay.
And from what is gathered as to where a channel port would be somewhere along this general kind of stretch here where there's no high mountains or hills. As far as you're thinking, Scotty.
Okay.
So somewhere along that expanse is probably where the drift is, and it's possible that if you go to, and this is over basically kind of rolling through the discussion between the four of you. It's quite possible that if you go and meet up with the drift, the waterways here look like they can take you pretty close to where they might need to go.
All right. So the goals are at least lined up with each other.
Yeah, we're moving in the same direction still, so that's good. I'd hate to lose Morgrim so soon. Got a good strong arm on you.
Can certainly smoke can certainly smack the beard off a hat.
Is that Roro's body just drifting along lifelessly the current?
Yes, clearly, because that is Morgrim's true goal.
To have Roro's body drift along the current.
Well, I was more aiming for Roro's body, but okay.
Whatever.
Most people here want him dead. We don't know.
He's been okay to Morgrim.
I know, and he proved to be very respectful dwarf.
Mm-hmm. Morgrim's cool.
And Roro did not check for morning wood, so we don't know.
We don't know. We can imagine. But that seems to be, or at least in Gil's estimation of what a plan could be.
Sounds like a good one, at least for now. Did we figure out where Scotty's trying to go? I know she's on like a religious journey, but just that way somewhere?
She knows she's going north.
All right.
Well, I guess the only question is, do we try and head out today or tomorrow?
What time of day is it now?
It's getting to be... It's starting to climb towards noon. With all of you running around.
So it's getting hot, and Scotty is getting irritated.
Yeah.
You're setting out when the sun's highest and if I'm fucking this up so bad, fuck me. Setting out where the sun's highest in the sky doesn't seem to be the best option.
So getting hot and Scotty turned normal personality trait. Got you. Ow.
Okay. So, what? Head out later, then? Just kind of trying to relax. Catch a real early night and head out real early in the morning?
How about midnight?
It'll be a bit cold for that, don't you think?
We'll be fine.
Us from the Doreen will do fantastic, don't you think?
Are you trying to say something, Roro?
That we will do fantastic. His eyes will shift confusingly.
Oh, I want to see if he puts his foot fully in his mouth here.
Well, at least if we left at night, we'd have the stars.
True. If anything else, we could probably navigate that way.
I wouldn't wait till midnight, but maybe late evening.
We could travel all night and avoid having to travel during the day at all.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we're just going to have to try and flip our schedules, but that's better than roasting out here. Besides,
is it my turn to learn navigation skills with you?
I didn't think that was a desire you had.
Well, if I'm going to learn something, I might as well learn that because we can't train.
We'll see about it. I don't know how much time, how long it's going to take for us to get out that way. I mean, what are we traveling through? Open desert?
If you don't want to, just let me know. I'll bug Scotty.
I'm not much of a teacher, but I can at least show you things.
That'll be entertaining to watch. Alright, so I don't know, spend the rest of the day trying to figure out what we need moving forward. I mean, we've already bought water.
Scotty looks irritated.
Probably needs something to get out of the heat with.
Didn't Scotty
I feel like Scotty bought this stuff.
buy a hut kind of spell?
Oh yeah, Scotty does have the hut spell.
Do you have the tiny shelter?
I do.
Or a secure shelter? Well, alright then. That should work. Such an amazing spell. Okay, so then we just relax the rest of the day. Try and catch a nap, I guess.
Well, if that's what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go do something real quick, and I'll meet you guys back.
We'll get the rooms rented out before they hire them back out again. So
Should we try a cheaper place, or do you want to stay where we are?
this place is fine. We just came off a good amount of money.
All right.
I mean, we've got the coin. We might as well do something with it. So, I guess whatever we end up doing, we meet up back here, roughly sundown, when it's getting close, and then we can find the best way off this hill.
Probably the best plan.
Sounds good. I'll meet you guys back.
Alright, well, don't get arrested.
He'll give him a thumbs up.
And that is where we will hold things for the evening. I may well just check in with you guys via forum posting, or at least DMs, as to what you want to do with your few hours, just so that we can pick up and get ourselves rolling for next time. So, yeah. Good game. Good job, everyone. We've got things done.
We got maps. So excited.
You got maps, you have direction, you have confirmation, you have creepy voices in the middle of the night. What's not to like?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what you did.
The gorgeous man who lingers around in the dark. He takes advantage of young elves next to dwarves.
Gorgeous bastards. But I would be cool with forums or, DMs. I don't think he has anything in particular he needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably put it up into forums just so that you can kind of interact as you want to do anything, because there are things that you could potentially do, and you do have money, and there are places you can potentially buy things. So,
Like spells.
like spells. Stop complaining. My world's not that great. Shush.
Your world is ginormous.
His world has been, 15 years in the making?
More like, at this point, like 25.
See?
Been kind of at it for a while. But thank you everyone for joining us. Next D&D is Wednesday, yeah?
Wednesday morning, yeah.
Ja.
Jawohl.
Yay!
We are going to be having Master's Betrayal on the Wednesday morning, 12 noon.
I start my new schedule on Wednesday. Crap.
What the hell?
I have to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Holy wow. What even the hell?
Yeah, exactly. Those words, exactly.
Okay,
What about Tuesday?
how long does this go on?
Thursday. Until March.
Yeah, it'll be a while. Actually, until June.
Oh my god. You're killing me, Smalls. So, okay, the next D&D stream is...
Up for debate?
Up for debate, apparently. At the very least, we'll have next Monday. But, alright, well, you know, stay tuned. I'll make an announcement at some point when we figure that out. But, hey, tomorrow I start a new game because I finished all of Silent Hill, the first 4 ones. The ones that people seem to think matter. So...
What are you starting?
I am starting a game called The Evil Within.
Good game.
I've heard good things about that game.
I've heard some good things about it as well. I bought the first and the second one off of like PlayStation sales like last year or whatever. But yeah, I'm continuing on a horror. I'm gonna be running a horror games at least on one of my video game streams. I might pick something a little more lighthearted for a secondary one, but
that one I haven't played it myself because I don't really get into the horror games, but I did watch Jess play it and it looks pretty fucking good.
I think it like takes place in an asylum or something, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah,
you're like a detective or something. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I remember hearing like a rap song about the second one, so it's like it's a detective at some point. So that'll be fun. It's just because I want to take a break from like a long-standing series because I'm doing Evil Within 2. That's 2 games, that's fine. And it's also because I have all my other video games packed away now. So I'm basically just picking and choosing the things that I've got on PS4. But after that, by the time I'm done with those 2 games, I'll likely be moved. And after that, I'm just going to start going through the nightmare that is 7 games worth of Resident Evil. And at that point, at the end of that, the remake for 2, I'll be having to go through. The remake for 3 will be out. It's going to be a whole thing. But yeah, Evil Within. I'll have to figure out what a non-horror game is to cleanse my palate with on other times. But yeah, that's going to be 3 Eastern for a couple of hours. See how I can get into that game. So it'll be all good, all fun. And I don't think we've got anybody left here to... Do we have anyone to raid is my question before I sign us out. I don't think anybody else is on, but let us check. No. We have an Eternal Enigma. Why not? He has no idea who the hell I am. His channel's way too freaking large. But hey, let's throw him a raid. Because it's also for achievements.
Well, we'll get back to you guys on when we can do things.
Yes, I would greatly appreciate that because, you know, And the next D&D stream is probably the next one from me is most likely going to be Understudies, though I might be able to or that I might be having us run the first experiment. So, that'll be interesting if we can get that done.
I'm keen to see what that's all about.
It means I have to actually get my ass working on it.
Well, I only have work to finish, and I'm good.
Though I am not doing a voice for 5 different fucking characters.
You won't have to.
I will fuck that up so hard. I can barely keep one voice going.
You and me both.
Good night.
Good night. Take care, everyone.